All right. Thank you everyone for being here and good evening. On a Saturday evening, we are discussing about metaphor therapy. A brief introduction about myself. I'm just going to go quickly so that we don't take up too much of everyone's time. I'm Kirti BAKSHI. I'm a psychotherapist and I've been in this field for 20 years up till now. And actually 25, but actively speaking 20. And I have been in the field of counseling, coaching, training. I was initially a trainer in hypnotherapy, then I started training in behavior theater. Now I run various workshops and I have a clinic in Mumbai and I travel to different parts of the country. I travel to Delhi, travel to Calcutta, Bangalore, used to, in fact, before the lockdown, and Dubai and Hong Kong, where we regularly have our classes in metaphor therapy. Of course, now I have made it completely an online venture because of the lockdown and because it gives me access to many more people. So it's completely an online workshop. So apart from metaphor therapy, I teach family constellations, I teach basic and advanced psychology, I teach child and adolescent counseling, and I also teach hypnotherapy and NLP. So in circulation, these workshops keep on happening. So what is my core aim? What's my aim behind this trainings is that when I passed out from my college and I was looking out to be trained under somebody in practical skills, I didn't really find much. And that's the time I thought that, I must enter this space because everyone's looking to be mentored in practical skills. What we learn is so much theory that when we actually get down to doing a client, we don't get much of an exposure into what is practical work. Also, somebody who handholds you, some mentor in the field, because this is a field where continuous mentoring is required at all points of time. So I thought I must start teaching apart from my practice. And I started teaching. And my journey of teaching began with teaching behavior theater. I went on to teach hypnotherapy. Then I went on to teach metaphor therapy. Then I went on to teach NLP, basic psychology, and all the other workshops that I do. This is for professional skill development. And for personal, I do relationship coaching. We do social anxiety workshops and we do family constellation and systemic constellation workshops. And then I do clients during the week. So this is about me and let's talk about metaphor therapy. So friends, metaphor therapy, what is a metaphor? Coming to the very word metaphor. Metaphor is indirect expression. So whenever instead of saying you are like you're bright, I would call you are the sun. So I'm indirectly telling you that you are as bright as the sun. So it's an English language word. But again, in psychology, Carl Jung, who's the father of projective psychology, picked metaphors up as the language of the subconscious mind. Through various works of projective psychology across years, it has been proved that our mind stores information in the forms of images. Please underline this line in your mind every time you need to ask what is a metaphor. You should know that our mind stores information in the form of images, and these images are presented in different forms and they are called as metaphors. And these metaphors, when explored, give us information and insight into the subconscious working of the client. So I will just repeat myself that our subconscious mind stores information in the forms of images and presents them in different formats, either in a word, either in a language, or in a drawing, or in an imagination. These storage units of subconscious information, which are in the form of pictures and images, are called as metaphors. And metaphor therapy is a way to get to these images, identify them, and work with them. So that's what we do in metaphor therapy. We directly access the subconscious through the images. So we will be teaching you three different types of metaphors. in which one will be a drawing analysis and color psychology, which is called as a visual metaphor. Then we will be working with verbal metaphor. That is when people are talking, how do you pick out a metaphor and how do you take it on to a full therapy for 35 to 40 minutes? And then imaginary metaphor and decoding of the imaginary metaphor. Will you also be teaching corporate projective tests to be done? Using of metaphors, relationship counseling, use of metaphors, career diffusions and confusion diffusions through the use of metaphors, and acceptance and commitment therapy through the use of metaphors. So, what does this sound like? It sounds like, what is the technique about? I'm talking to you about metaphors and I'm talking to you all these words which form a metaphor therapy. So, is it an eye closed technique? Partially for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, yes. But otherwise, it's a conversational technique. In a conversational way, we can access the subconscious of the client and work with them. So, every therapy, friends, passes through necessarily three stages: the diagnostic, the development, and the closure. A good technique is a technique that allows you to do all three. For example, there can be some techniques which are purely diagnostic. Like, let's say a chakra is there. You can diagnose through a chakra, and you can also do some closure affirmations to the chakra. You can similarly work with hypnotherapy, you can similarly work with cognitive behavior therapy, which are complete techniques on in their own way. And all of them are beautiful and wonderful, and they all have their plus points. But why should a therapist learn metaphor therapy? Or why should a therapist learn other techniques? Possible. I already know so much. I've done my master's, I've done my post graduation, I've done my Reiki, I've done my this healing. I know this, I know. Why should I invest into metaphor therapy, my time and my money? So my only answer is that there is a never-ending need to learn in all of us, and the more we keep learning, the more we keep equipping ourselves with more sharper tools to work with. So every client who comes in can have a different requirement, and you may need to use a different tool. So today, friends, the mental health world or the wellness industry is moving at a very fast pace, and the need for coaches and counselors is at an all-time high. So people who enter, and that also more into the, it's also the infiltration is also now at the rural India, where people are reaching out to coachings, to coaches, counselors, guides of any kind. But we don't have enough of us. We are very few in numbers. So now another thing is, how is this industry positioned? So this industry is positioned in terms of the organized sector, where you have your counseling psychologists, clinical psychologists, who are qualified through universities. Many of us, however, have not been able to do that, but we still have an interest in the field. Then I would say entering this industry through coaching route is a very good idea. What does a coach really need? A coach really needs good techniques, good ways, good methodologies to work with. So you can be a holistic coach, a relationship coach, a life coach, as our friend over here has already joined a course and she would perhaps be able to share with you all more during the workshop. So coaching is nothing else but a person who's using techniques in order to take you forward to the new direction or the next resolution in your life. Trust me, the number of techniques that you learn are very significant and crucial to that 1 hour that you get with your client. It is purely a reference industry, right? So one client means a chain of clients. One satisfied client is going to give you a chain of clients. And you would be working in that 1 hour to bring in a little bit of a shift. And once that shift is established, then you understand that there's a rapport, there's a trust building. For that, your tools have to be very sharp, very incisive, very, very result oriented. We don't have time these days for a client to come in and make a shift in 7 sessions. Because they don't have patience. This generation is very different. They don't have the money. They want results because the restlessness is quite high and they need to get back to work. They need to get out of, let's say, an anxiety zone or a sadness zone or an indecisive zone. So you should be having tools and techniques to help them out. Metaphor therapy gives you all those tools and techniques in one way. I'm not saying that this is the be all and end all of therapy. I love it, I use it, I teach it. I have my students who practice it and who've given me extremely positive feedback saying that 30 to 40% of their practice is based on use of metaphors. So that's why it's an important technique to learn and root your journey of becoming a life coach, a holistic coach. And we will be teaching you everything in detail. The modus of teaching would be 20 to 30% of theory and the rest will be all practical. By the time you actually move out of the course, you would have 8 to 9 therapies done on you as a client. So the personal benefit that you're going to achieve is tremendous because you are going to be the client as well. You're going to be the therapist as well. So this is a course in which you get mostly 60 to 80% of practical knowledge. And after that, we give you a hand holding for 1 month in which we continuously keep on guiding you. I will tell you all in the course how I market my work, how to increase this work. I can put you all on to people. Apart from that, I will be guiding you all how to continue whetting your appetite, how to keep on learning more and more, not only in this particular modality, but in other techniques as well. So, this is what metaphor therapy is about study of the subconscious through the images and using those images into projections to heal and transform the behavior of clients. So, this is what I teach in a 4-day workshop. 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, and then 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, and then a 1 month handhold day. That's what I work with. And doubts and queries, you can ask me anytime. I'm always available to all my students. And this is how we work. So now let's throw it open for question and answers. What are the question and answers that you all have? The psychology background, Militia, is not necessary. This is a standalone technique. You don't require a psychology background. You just want to have interest into the way the human mind works. So you don't need a psychology background. All right. Any other guys come up with questions? Let's make this a interactive discussion so that others can also benefit from the
Ma'am,
question.
I have one query out here.
Yes, tell me.
I wanted to ask whether this course is certified and a person who is very fresher, like I am from this field, but not a established counselor or anything. Like I have done career counseling, but never done this type of counseling. So, on what basis can I start with this?
So, Zainab, according to the regulatory authorities, a coaching, so to be a motivational coach or to be a wellness coach, you need to have more skills than certificates. There is no body which is asking you to prove that you have a coaching certification. But if you have your certification, very good. But you need to have a skill. Otherwise, people are in fact calling themselves as coaches on basis of information that they have read or acquired. So, as such, but yes, we will be giving you a certificate from the counseling company signed by me, and we do have a presence online. If you will Google out Kirti Bakshi and the counseling company, we are on the net for a long time. Our clients have, our students have found coaching opportunities with the companies and are doing active coaching. A lot of my students have set up their own clinic, starting with metaphor therapy and then going on to learning other techniques. Yeah. Does this therapy help people going through mental health issues? Yes. Like anxiety and depression. Yes, primarily, yes, it does. That's what our work is. It provides amazing insights. Apart from the fact that we will teach you drawing analysis, which is a very incisive tool. At one go, in 5 minutes, you can tell what's going on in the client's life and mind, whether they are anxiety prone, whether they have a trauma in their life, whether the house or the family life is what is giving them trouble, and what we can look into. That would be a drawing analysis. But apart from that, there will be 7 other techniques which will help you deal with anxiety and depression kind of concerns. Yes, friends, any more questions? All right, so since we don't have any more questions, I assume.
I have. Hello.
Yes, tell me.
Okay. How this could be used with the young children and in the parenting especially.
Yeah, Himanshu, this will be very useful with young children who cannot express themselves through words. They express themselves through drawings very beautifully. Second is there are techniques which are specially meant only to work with children in terms of taking out their fear or examination anxiety, and also for parent coaching in order to help the parental anxiety go down, bringing down their expectations, finding out what are their issues that they are transferring on to the kids. So there will be techniques, literally techniques, which I will tell you. Get the parent to fill this form, get the child to do this drawing. Analyze the child's drawing, analyze the parent's projective form. See what is the background of the parent, see what the child is expecting. Narrate it back to them that this is the person that you are and this is the person that your child is. So, yeah, there are proper techniques and flows that will help you.
Okay. One thing more, ma'am. I was exploring with this metaphor especially, and these days I'm reading some of the books also,
Right.
and the storyline we make, the perception we make, or we think about the objects and those things. Okay, I'm a CF certified life coach,
All right.
and
Wonderful.
okay, and also the NLP practitioner. Not done the
Right.
master yet. I'm planning for that. And
Okay.
meanwhile, when I just got this term metaphor, since I'm exploring it, I've
Mm-hmm.
got interest on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, so those things like metaphor is what I have yet understood. It's like you connect with any of the material, you connect with any of the identity or story, whatever the things would be. It reflects the life,
So,
and
what's
you
your
just
question, Himanshu?
just how this thing is, means this program is. What I need to we will explore as a metaphor.
Yeah,
It's
so
on
we
the
will
drawing
help you
analysis.
identify, explore, develop, as well as close the metaphor in the form of a therapy.
Okay, actually, I have done the drawing analysis and how it is different from the drawing analysis. I'm knowing that. I'm a graphologist too,
Yeah, so
and
the drawing analysis model that we use is very different from the graphologist model.
hmm,
It's quite different. It's quite holistic.
okay, okay, ma'am. Just can you? I was not. I was. My webinar was going on, and I was not attend. Was not able to listen you in the 10 minutes. So just I want to know wha- something about the metaphor.
I will
Actually,
send the recording on the group thread. Please look it up because if I repeat, then everyone will get bored. I will.
okay, okay,
I'll share the recording, Himanshu.
okay,
Ma'am, I have
fine.
one more query. One last
Yeah.
query. The query was that the counseling or process of a therapy, it needs to be a continuous process. It was supposed to
It
be a
is.
continuous process, but as you said and as you mentioned that you close the thing in within 1 hour. You try to close it within one session only. So
No, no,
how
no. You don't
satisfied the
try to
client will
close
be,
it
and
within one
can we do it more than that?
No,
Is
no,
it
you don't
possible?
try to close it within one session. In one session, you gain the trust of the client and you're able to give them some insight. Okay, as compared to many other modalities. So, Zainab, let me explain this to you again. So, there are some modalities which believe in only taking the history in the first session. Right? Are you with me, Zainab?
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you, ma'am.
Yeah. So there are some modalities in which the history taking is a 2 to 3 sessions program. But in metaphor therapy, we don't get into the history, we get into the metaphor. So we are able to connect quickly and make a difference quickly. What you can achieve in conventional talk therapy in 10 sessions, you can achieve in metaphor in 4 sessions.
Okay, so you mean to say that we have to, we cannot say that, okay, we'll have only one session and then in that only you are going to
No,
understand?
no.
Like
Nothing like
that kind of a thing I had in my mind.
Yeah, no. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. All right, friends. Any other question? Mitra, you joined very late, so I will share the recording with you.
I have a question if you don't mind, ma'am.
Sure, not at all. Tell me.
Ma'am, I'm very new with psychology. I don't know anything about it. So is it the basic course? Should I start with it or something else you are
No, you
supposed to
don't need a
introduce?
psychology background. You just need to be able to understand what I teach you.
Yeah, that you told it before also, but is this the basic course? Should I go with it? Start with it?
Yeah, just start. Just you have to put your first foot somewhere, no, Purva.
Yeah.
So you just put your first foot forward and you will learn. I will tell you
Okay.
what more to do. Let me also know a little more about you. And when we
Okay.
work together, I will guide you to what all you need to do. So I will make a
Okay.
proper career plan for you and give you that this is what Purva you should do next.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I
I,
have one more
Thank you so
query.
much, ma'am.
yeah.
Likewise, like if we're planning to just have this as a career, so do you think that it has potential like any other career, like, or it can be a side business kind of a thing if I'm taking it
The
up like by my own?
coaching,
Yes, ma'am.
coaching is a huge industry, Zainab. You can have it as your main, more than your main career. It's like it depends on how you brand yourself and how you project yourself into the industry. But it is a full-on career, full-on career. It's not something that you should do on the side. Please look at it as a full career. I'm doing it, yeah. I'm doing like 4 clients a day. I have my friends. I can introduce you all to my students who've learned from me, started with metaphor, have their own clinics. And then there are others who didn't do much about it. So I'm not saying everybody who learns is going to, but also the fire in your belly, the fire in your, the passion in your bosom is going to be the drivers. Now, if you want to ask me, is there a scope outside? Yes, there is a lot of scope. Is that clear, Zainab?
Yes, it is clear. One more thing is this more of 101, or it can be taken up in a group also and then
Certain
first.
techniques can be done in group.
Okay.
I'll tell you which ones.
Okay.
So if you're
Okay.
doing a motivational session with the coaching class students, you can do a few techniques in a group, and some of the scripts that we have are beautiful enough to be done in a group. Also, I'll tell you which you all can do in a group also.
Right, ma'am.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So great, friends. I just needed you all to write me message on WhatsApp saying I attended. If you all can do that much, just take your phones and say I attended. Put it on the group chat. So it would just help us to know how many people attended, as well as for us to kind of not bother you all. You all are already done, so we can follow up with other people. So can you all do that much, please? And once that is done, there are any other questions, please come back to me. You all have the number. You all have the group chat is there. You all can put questions over there. You all can keep asking us. And the fee structure is very simple, very basic. It's 18,000 for basic and advanced levels with an installment facility. You can pay 2,000, register your seat, and pay the balance in 2 or 3 equal installments. And we will.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, sorry to interrupt, that you will be providing us with the material, or
Yes.
it's going to be
No, I'll be providing you all with the course notes, complete course notes, as well as recording.
Okay.
I'll share the recordings of all the session on a Google Drive with you.
All right.
So in case you want to revisit.
Right, correct.
Right? So you all can just pay up 2,000 and book your seats, and the balance you all can figure out how you all want to pay. And I can only say that I've been in this industry for so long, and I know it's every penny worth. And for those who are passionate, I would advise you all to put your first foot forward. And I suppose it's a step you all won't regret, because the field is great. It's amazing. The technique is amazing. All that is required is the spirit. And that's what comes with.
Yeah, Himanshu, yeah. Just I want to ask you from when the session is going to start.
Saturday, Sunday, 27, 20. This coming Saturday, Sunday.
And any another batch after this? Because
I
till
shall keep
September,
you informed. I can keep you informed.
because till October, all my Saturday Sundays are back,
I
and I
understand.
want to.
No, so
Okay.
Himanshu send you a number and I'll put you on our mailing list.
Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, friends. So thanks a lot for being here. Please send me a message saying I attended. Would help me a great deal. And thank you so much for being here. I hope to see almost all of you, because I think all of you are so ready for the field. It's rarely that I come across people who are, I mean, so many of you are so ready to go into the field. I hope to see most of you in the workshop. And trust me, it's a journey you all are going to enjoy, because I am old enough and I've been working since 25 years, and I enjoy every session, every client, every day of my life. If you are driven by that passion to transform, it's a good step to begin with. And I shall be there with you all across your journey. All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
ma'am.
so much. Bye bye. And
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Good
you, ma'am.
night.
Good night, ma'am.